My darlings, so I wanted to beam in because tomorrow we have the rising of Notre-Dame. I've been saying the 8th, but the official day is tomorrow, the 7th. And last week on the new moon in Scorpio for the 1st of December, so 7 days before the opening of Notre-Dame, I went to see a film on alchemy in my local town run by what I was told by the woman that I learn alchemy from. So I had no idea that it was going to be all about. So they showed the 7th film of 7 documentaries, and Notre Dame is presented as the Philosopher's Stone. And the documentary shows the back doors. I'll show you whether they're north, west, east, south, the doors I'll be showing you. And they show you that it's all an alchemical work, and that all the stone medai coins along the building on each side are showing you the process to turn lead to gold, the alchemical journey. So it's getting really exciting because this time has been chosen to expose the information. It's what Alice in Wonderland was all about. It's showing you an alchemical journey. It's showing you the chemists. So, you know, as much as I'm learning now all about the Kabbalah and the Hebrew letters, and I'm only learning so I can better decipher. And I do think that this process, so let me show you the process. So this is, the film is filmed by a guy called George Coombe. So that's GC, that's 7 and 3, 73, 37 is L, 3773 backwards is ELLE, that is the egg, it's the Vesica Pisces. So the last one in the series is this one here. Okay, now I can't open. All right, so I just bought yesterday the whole series of the last film. So I was shown at the cinema Notre-Dame de Paris, but the whole journey takes us from the grand place of Brussels to Chartres, to Mont-Saint-Michel. So I went to Mont-Saint-Michel as a child. I've been to all these places. Rocamadour. So I have to see these. Santiago de Compostela. So that's St. Jacques. Paris. And then Notre Dame is the final journey. And that's tomorrow. So today we are the 6th of the 10th. The 10th is in fact October. We are told we're 2 months ahead of the correct calendar. So the Mad Hatter, the hare. I've got honey snoring, 1 second. I can't remember what I was saying. I just put honey next door because, so we've got Saint-Jacques de Compostelle and then Notre Dame. So the alchemists would meet at Notre Dame on the forecourt. They would exchange their discoveries and their questions. Notre Dame is a true alchemical cathedral. It has been perceived as such since the 17th century by the alchemist Esprit Gobineau de Montluisant, then in the 19th century by the alchemist François Cambriel, and by Victor Hugo, with the character of Claude Frollo, priest and alchemist, in his novel Notre-Dame de Paris. So the great alchemists Basil, Valentine, Basel is next to St. Louis between Germany and Switzerland, and I'm going to be showing you all the pictures. Let's just get in today, and I'll come back to this, but it is trying to explain to you just the importance of what is happening tomorrow. It is all alchemical. So recently a tragic event marked the cathedral. We know that alchemy is largely the work of fire. True to this tradition, we began this film in front of the red door of Notre Dame to the north called the Gate of Salamanders. So here where I live, we have the Forest of the Seven Salamanders. I've always shown you in Picnic at Hanging Rock in Australia. Miranda, the capital of my region, is called Mirande. And in that film, Miranda, when she is lost on the rock, you have that salamander. It is the lizard that makes that noise, beep, beep, like the Morse code in the war. You had the Morse code, it's beep, 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 beep. So, you know, it's all about waking up. So the fire in Notre-Dame happened on April the 15th. So April the 15th is actually February the 15th, which is Lupercalia. So the most famous first alchemist was Basil Valentine, Basil from 40 Towers. My region is the 32nd, 32 Paths of Wisdom, which is just the back to front, 23 DNA strands, 2 and 3, 3 and 2 make 5, and we are 5 years since they burnt down Notre Dame, and 5 days after they burnt down Notre Dame, my dog Happy was killed as tradition by the Lupercalia priest. So Basil Valentine was a Benedictine monk, like my uncle. Never forget the black eyes he gave me at the death of my father, and since the whole family, nobody speaks to me apart from my lovely stepmother, my father's second wife, and his daughter, but the new Russian wife and the Benedictine monk and the entirety of my cousins, my brother. You know, I'm completely the black sheep out now, but I never forget how the black eyes of my Benedictine monk. So he died last year, and my son, everyone was invited to the funeral and nobody told me. He married me at Brompton Oratory. You know, he was a perfectly nice man, but these guys know the secrets. You know, I think there'll be a connection between the Benedictines and the Lupercali priests. So 15th of April is the famous The Valentine Fête de Fertilité 66, Route de Memphis, the horns of the cow. And that is everything that is going on right now. Mars is stationary today. Today we are the 6-10. So 10 is in fact October, we're 6-12. That's why I always say, I often in readings will just automatically, for me, it's like my subconscious knows that December is really October. So April the 15th is really February the 15th. And this is what's about to happen now. Mars in Cancer is on its way back to Sirius, and Jupiter will be fully back on the bullseye, just as in the floods in New Zealand, February the 13th, the death of the Queen, 2022, and Mars also, and for the falling of Notre Dame, 2019, Mars was here, and now we've got Jupiter here. So, the stone upright between dragons and phoenixes. Since the Middle Ages, 24 medallions have recounted the various stages of the alchemical work. So that's 24, 12 and 12 is the two directions of the wheel. 24 is 42. Prince William is 42. It is the symbol of Jupiter, the Olympic, Paris Olympic logo, and it's all about Jupiter, this alchemical journey. So to verify this alchemical reading, which is superimposed on a more religious reading, that of vices and virtues. So my great-great-grandfather, Nathaniel Cotton, wrote the wonderful book, Visions in Verse, VV, and then I went and did Vicky Vibes with no idea, running nut parties in nightclubs. So I really did the black work. Now I understand that time in Paris was my petrification, my rotting for the rebirth to happen. And then I had a Kundalini awakening, and then in 2016, which is 216, the summer solstice, the birthday of Prince William, I had my awakening, which the philosophers here, they explain that they reduce the powder of the well, you have to buy the film and come and watch this, because I tried to take pictures from the film to show you, and my computer got blocked, so it's very protected, and you can only watch them for 1 year. This film is available to me, these films, for 1 year only. So here we've got Sybil, the ladder of knowledge, Jacob's ladder with the open book. On the central pillar of the porch, the trumeau, a woman, is represented. She holds 2 books, one open and the other closed, as if to signify to us this double reading of the medallions which surround her. So the macrocosm and the microcosm. I wonder if I can open behind. Because I've got that open here as well. The microcosm. Macrocosm. So we've got macron. The macrocon is going to fall. So the macrocosm analogy refers to a historical view which positioned a structural similarity between the human being, the microcosm, i.e. the small order or the small universe, and the cosmos as the whole, the macrocosm. So Macron's coming to his end. He's going to be booted out, and then it's honey, I shrunk the kids, and can you ever find this knowledge again? You will be allowed to know this knowledge through the alchemists, the new age, the golden age, but the astrologer, the doing this journey on your own is only something you can do, and they will be offering you now the alchemical journey. It's what I feel, which is a little bit under the control of Jupiter, is what I'm feeling. There's not really the true appreciation of Saturn, because as we know, we've now got Saturn at home, the lamb, the thalamus, making that 90-degree angle. So Macron's new government, Michel Barnier, I told you he wasn't going to last long. He was voted out by 331 votes. So that's 6 and the 1 makes 7. After 90 days, the 90-degree angle, the last egg, here's the egg, the leg. So this cosmic mind or soul was often thought to be divine, most notably by the Stoics and those who were influenced by them, such as the authors of the Hermetica. Hence, it was sometimes inferred that the human mind or soul was divine in nature as well. So it's always this journey that we are making. So she holds both books, extoeric and estoeric, the microcosm and the microcosm, macro. These medallions, so this is what I meant, also alchemical grimoires, in particular the Münz Liber, the silent books, which consist only of engravings without commentary or explanation. So Aleister Crowley, he wrote the book Libra 777. I was shown this film on the 1st of December, which is a 1, which is like the 7, for the 7 days later for the opening of Notre-Dame. It was the 7th documentary, it's your 777. So you can just read that. This figure holds the stone in his right hand, and in his left hand he holds the emblem of the Athanor, represented by a pentagram, symbol of the star and the quintessence. So the quintessence, we know the 5-pointed star, when it's upright, it sits on Algol, and we have currently Uranus, which is still in Taurus and will make its way back into Sagittarius on the 30th of December for the second new moon of the month, which is an exceptional happening, and that makes the black moon, the black Madonna, the true black star, is when you have 2 new moons in a month. So we've had the first in Scorpio, ruled by Mars, and the second in Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. Mars and Jupiter make Martin. And Saint Martin de Tours, who saves the homeless with his red cape, which is what William is doing. He's going to end all, nobody will be without a home. Mars begins his journey in retrograde today, back to Sirius, and Jupiter is retrograde on his way back to the bullseye as Uranus is coming on to Algol and will make its way back into Sagittarius. So the symbol of the star. So these philosophers, when they do this journey, they make this journey. So it's incredible. But here they find, there it is in the stone. They open up the stone, and in the stone they find this 5-pointed red star. The red rubies you see in Inanna, the sculpture of Inanna. She's got her red ruby eyes. Patrick breaks the spell to, like one breaks an egg. A cave next to the 5-pointed star appeared. In the cave, a kind of ruby was born, a red stone, the stone, like Christ, born in a cave under a star. However, this stone may not be the real stone. It must be verified that it has the powers. It must also allow the transmutation of metals into gold. Gold is not the alchemist's goal, but it allows him to verify his work. So it's really, again, they really are able with the elements, with, we've got the animal world, the vegetable world, the plant world, and the elements. They can recreate what we can happen to us, as Lavette always explains her liquid gold experience, and I had mine in 2016. You can come to it on your own, but we have the alchemists who have created this journey. Gold flakes appearing following an alchemical transmutation of this metal. So what is the real purpose of alchemy? The alchemist must reduce the stone to powder and ingest it 3 times. An infinitely dangerous experience. He experiences a kind of luminous ecstasy that will transform his perception of the world, as if he had witnessed the birth of the universe and its black hole. So that's what we've all been through in our awakening. Interesting, the 3 times, the 3 works. Finally, alchemy is a mystical experience, hence the link that we have often encountered between alchemy and religious thought. So they're making a big deal about it when it's something we can do all on our own, and we never perceive the world the same. That's what the whole conspiracy theorist journey was about. If you didn't make it through, we're now in another world. We got through to the other side. There's a whole generation of young people from the Generation Z who are already on a higher level. But as always, we're on earth to learn, so you've got to make this journey on your own. But they're giving more possibility through the Golden Dawn, because they know there's a higher frequency to keep up with, but there are still the same level of black magicians and bullshit going on. You have to be able to discern and to see through all the tricks. So let's look at right now. We have got right now the moon in Capricorn. So what's interesting, we had, so for the falling of the government yesterday, we had the moon, Pluto, right in between this Inanna. So yesterday, the 12/5, so the 12/5 is actually the 10/5, and the 10/5 is the government was overturned in France in 1962 on October the 5th. There was another overturning like we've just had. Lawmakers toppled the government and then it backfired. So I went and looked. Mars was also just in Cancer. It wasn't going retrograde, but it was just between Gemini and Cancer. And now Mars is going back to Gemini. So 1962, that's 8, and that's 10, which is always 18, half of the circle. Georges Pompidou, goes the gorge, and Pompidou is the fireman, the Pompey, the fire, and Sapin Pompidou, there's some connection with the tree in Spain. And so and through him President Charles de Gaulle. So yeah, Charles de Gaulle, which is Charles of Wales, the whale, the whale's tail, Charles de Gaulle became president, which is just Prince of Wales. I've showed you they're exactly the same face as well, as is Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau is also the fisherman, the same face with his little red hat. So that happened October the 5th, which is the same thing as December the 5th. It's the same D. Since the previous afternoon, conspiracy, deception, plotting, the most damaging words were thrown. Then came the vote in the middle of the night, and then it was time to count the votes. The majority required to pass the motion of no confidence is 241. Makes 7, just like the votes this time 331. Announced Gaullist Jacques Chabin Delmas, who chaired the meeting. Votes for adoption 280. Okay. So that was yesterday when Michel Barnier was overthrown. So they said he was reversed. So if you reverse Michel Barnier, you get BM, Bob Marley, Black Madonna, Black Magic. Da-na-na-na. And today we have the moon in Capricorn, the government, and Macron. They had him on the news last night. So everyone's going to be against the macrocosm, and we can all get closed inside the microcosm. And I'll be showing you in a moment what's going on there. So Venus is coming up for tomorrow. They rise Notre-Dame, and Venus will be combust to Pluto. Not only that, Venus enters Capricorn. So Venus and Mars are opposite each other on the true high cardinal north-south. Venus in the home. So everything is about killing her, to kill Bill, to ban Anna, the banana, to ban Anna. So that's why that banana was sold for 6.2 million with the Band-Aid on it and the banana, and that sold for 6.2 million. So that's what that's all about. Moon will then be in between Capricorn and Aquarius, opposites. Get rid of that. Opposite Mars, stationary in Cancer. So Mars rules Scorpio, where we have the Sun and little Mercury completely invisible. And tomorrow, so they're moving apart. So today is really the big day, because today they are combust, and that is the 610. That is the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, the Alchemist. So in this film series that I reckon I can't show you. So we've got Emmanuel Macron must return to see the farmers, demands the spokesman for the rural coordination. So he must return to meet. Well, he is going to return and meet, because Uranus is on his way back to Aries for the next new moon. For the next new moon on the 30th, Uranus will be bang under. Oh, he's already in Aries here. Yeah, we went too far. He moves into Aries on the 28th, 29th, 30th, the day. And then we're going to have Jupiter bang on Aldebaran, the day that Uranus comes back for this new moon. This new moon that will be in Sagittarius. Right on the hand. Right on the hand. So this is what was in the newspapers yesterday. The hand. Et main tenant. Tenant. To hold on. Hold on. And look, he's holding on. The man tenant. And it says the passage. The passage, the corridor, the Cordida, the Narnia passage. We've got Venus in Capricorn, the Ice Queen, and Mars in Cancer. It's in the summer. It's your lion. So the green lion in alchemy. And all these things I have to show you. green lion alchemy is part of the alchemical journey. And this green lion, so there he's the sun rules Leo, Virgo, Leo, the whore of Babylon is being written. So there is the putrefaction, the black sun, the new moon. So this green lion, Tristan of the Round Table, and so Tristan, Mars, and Eodore, his lover, Venus. When you, Venus copper with sulfate, acid of sulfuric makes blue, and Mars with sulfate, iron, makes yellow. So that's your Ukraine, the blue and yellow, and you get this green lion. And that is when you've taken, and then you put the matter into this green lion, and then you floats to the top are the ears of the hair. They call it the ears of the hair, which are little flocons of crystallization, which look like oak tree leaves, or so that's what you see in Egypt. You see the hair. The hair is not the air. Saturn is the air. He's true air. The hair is the Joker. That's why they had the age of Aquarius was called hair, Hiai. So you know these are tricksters. A green lion consuming the sun is a common alchemical image and is seen in texts such as the Rosemary of the Philosophers, which is also the rose glass window of Notre-Dame. So, you know, there really is some, so the king or Apollo, it's the sun and Mercury, we've got them together in Scorpio, the life and death passage, and the fiery spirit of sulfur. So I don't think we can see that journey if they show you that journey. That comes after the egg. You have to get the video. George Combe is the director, but the man in the film. Okay, I don't think that I will be able. So that's the Holy Grail journey. He's done a film on aliens, so that says a lot about who they really are. But, you know, they give you a very good chance to work it out on your own, and you need to know these things to work it out. So there, he's holding his hand, the passage. So passage in French, pas is not, and sage is wisdom or to be good. So you will say to little children, sois sage, be good. You're not good, t'es pas sage. It's the passage. That's why for the Olympics, Golden Girl was banned. Ban Anna. The Golden Gate was banned because we're now at the Silver Gate, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Mars is going to retrograde back to Cancer, and Jupiter is in Taurus. Gemini, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus. Got the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable of the spring axis, which is the winter gate, and the summer gate is Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Libra. So, and that's where all the planets are in this opposition at the moment. So we're going through the Milky Way passage. So 331 votes, that's 7, and this hasn't happened since 1962. So off goes Michel Barnier. There's Georges Pompidou. The passage. There you've got the Cathedrals, the snakes, the Mercury snakes, the 2 snakes, the 23 DNA. And if you pull that along, it becomes the singularity. So everything is now, ils dansent sur un volcan. They're dancing on a volcan. So they're going to bring in Vulcan. Vulcan. I told you that Linda Goodman said that Vulcan and Pan are going to be the two new gods brought in as rulers of Virgo and Taurus. So Vulcan, Taurus, and Pan, Virgo, or the other way around. 90 days is the 90-degree angle, which is the 7, which is the G, 7. Mars, Jupiter. So this is all images from 1962. So in 1962, Mars on October the 6th, on October the 5th, Mars was in Gemini. Oh, there he's in Gemini. So on October the 7th, he moved into Cancer. Saturn was in Capricorn in 1962. So they've got both gates of Capricorn and because now Saturn is in Aquarius. So they needed this 1962 overthrow to double overthrow the homes of Saturn. And Jupiter was where Saturn is now. Jupiter was where Saturn is now. Here's Saturn. And Venus will enter. Venus will enter Capricorn. Look at that. So Venus will be in Capricorn, is in Capricorn now. Venus is about to enter Capricorn. This is your Kill Bill, Yellow Fire, Black Earth, Inanna. And then Venus for the next new moon will be in Aquarius. So then Jupiter was there. Saturn was in Capricorn. Venus was at home in Libra, Liber. The moon was in Sagittarius, as the moon has been for these last 3 days of this throwover. So there's the moon. Moon was in Sagittarius for the end of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Sun was in Virgo with Mercury, and with Mercury conjunct Apollo. They need Apollo each time. Uranus was in Leo. Uranus is in fall in Leo. Pluto was in Leo, of course. 62 is the beginning of the old generation. So this is the old generation is going to go, and they're bringing in the new generation. So it's very important to get that we've got. So here we've got Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. So now we've also got cardinal, mutable, fixed, earth, fire, water. And opposite, we've got cardinal, mutable, fixed, earth, air, water. So the ruler of Gemini, Mercury, is with the sun in this female. So we've got the last time in 1962, we had the sun and Mercury in Virgo, that's Eve. And now we've got the sun and Mercury in Lilith. And there's, I'm not sure. Lilith is put at the bottom with the moon for the black work. And Eve is put with Lucifer on the white work at the top. Is it not Eve that should be at the bottom with the moon, and Scorpio should be at the top? There's been posts in the Kabbalah saying, watch out, Eve is the true goodness and Lilith is the bad. When we know that Scorpio should become the new MC, Scorpio should become the new MC. Okay, so let's go through a few posts. Whilst I'm here, I bought the whole series. You can rent for 1 year for €60 for the 7 Pars documents to Notre-Dame. Blowing my mind because everything I found is in this. It's all coming together now. I love how Ukraine, your Cran, UK Rain, blue, yellow is just how to find the Green Lion, Tristan and Isolde, Mars, Venus, found from, so we've got Mars, Venus opposite each other. Mars in fall, opposite Pluto, retrograding. Mars iron makes yellow and Venus copper blue. Together they make the Green Lion to dissolve matter. I had to be shown the next step and dots are joining like crazy. So this is the video I'm doing now. The green lion devouring a sun, a popular symbol in alchemy that has several meanings. It could be a metaphor for vitriol purifying matter and leaving behind gold. It could be the process of photosynthesis, or it could be when a person on a higher spiritual path becomes spiritually golden. So basically, it's all coming down to that. Now, I did a little post on him just because, I thought it's about time. I've said that, these people are just jokers. In France, everyone is Free Willy. So Free Willy is Wales. The last time the government was overthrown in France, Charles de Gaulle, the Prince of Wales, and this time, who have we got? Prince Willy coming up. So what is the watts? It's the energy of the sun. Paul is the pole of the North Polaris, Father Christmas, and Pete is the stone, rock, philosopher's stone. Pete, Paul, and Jack. Pete, the stone, Paul, the pole, the the orb and the spectre, and Jack. Venus' cycle is the whale's tail. That's why Venus is so important. She's moved from Sagittarius to Capricorn, and she will be in Capricorn for rising Notre-Dame, and in Aquarius with Saturn for the new year, for the energy of 2025, which is a 7, 5 and 2. It's the last leg next year of bringing in this new world, this new government, and bringing in everyone into utopia. No one will have a home. I mean, I'm not against anything. I see it all as the alchemical journey. I'm not bothered, as Vicky Pollard would say. Do I look bothered? Venus cycle is the whale's tail, Free Willy, Prince of Wales, Will, Taurus, Venus, and I am Aries, Mars. So we've got Uranus going from Taurus back to Aries with El Algol spirit in between. Jude, Pete, and Paul is Lucifer. Jupiter has no air. Jupiter, Mercury rule the skull and bone cross. Their time is over. So they created a hero, Batman plan. Aka, Elon Musk, Donald Trump. All your heroes are to flatter your ego. They are all imaginary figures to make you feel important and less impotent. Impotent is just important without the R. R is 18, 9. Aquarius is Saturn, air, and Jupiter, Sagittarius, mutable fire. Winter, Pisces, mutable, water. Spring, the whale, Cetus. Saturn rules the fixed and cardinal cross. Jupiter is the joker. He is the hare. He uses the whale's tail. Will I am, save Willy to fool the masses. Jupiter rules the winter and spring equinox. Jupiter on the, so he rules Gemini, he rules Pisces on the spring equinox, and he rules Sagittarius on the winter equinox. He rules that leg currently. He still rules that leg. But on the winter solstice, they want to get Mercury to rule Gemini. He's going to lose that. So it's all about taking over this winter gate. For them, we're going to Taurus. Venus rules Taurus, so they need Venus. And they're rising Notre Dame as Venus is conjunct Pluto. They're going to bring in a woman. I said before, we had this woman called Lucy in the French government who was meant to be the place of Michel Barnier. So she's going to come back. Lucy will come back. I can't remember, she had a funny surname. That I spoke about her in our old videos. There's just so much to cover. So Pisces, mutable, water, spring, the whale, setter. Saturn rules the fixed and cardinal cross. Jupiter is the joker. He is the hare. He uses the whale's tell. Will I am, save Willy to fool the masses. Jupiter rules the winter and spring equinox on the mutable cross. His time is over, Rover, so he birthed Jack and the pole, Beanstalk, Mr. Bean for idiots. This is a fake personality like Julian Arse Angel. They are archetypes to Free Willy, your primordial, basic animal instinct. So got the yellow and black, that's Kill Bill. Uma Thurman was all in yellow and black. And there's Father Christmas, and there's your skull and bone. You've got the Neptune tripod, and you've got the hook of Osiris as well. So you've got Neptune and Osiris. Venus is exalted in Pisces. And there is Paul, Jesus Christ, Horus on the pole, and there we've got the mutable cross, Pete and Paul, the celestial polar axis, 23.5, 23.5, 5 and 5 is 10, 5 and 5 is 10. There are 32 paths of wisdom. They only give you 10. You've got to make the twin peaks, the fixed cross, spring and autumn equinox. So Paris is that 4, and they show you that 4 for Jupiter, just as I'll be showing you cycle for Caroline, CC 33, and there is the 4 of Jupiter as well. We'll be coming to that. So Skull and Bones, my postcode of my village, 322, we've been flipped to 223. They brought down, before the falling of Notre-Dame, they brought down, just before COVID, they brought down the number 23 house in my village. And we've got the big story of the Bogdanov twins and their chateau here, the Russian twins, the Bogdanov, who died. So remember, the Canal of Suez is just an image, reflection of Suez, Zeus, the whale's tail. And this is Api, the bull god of the Nile, of Egypt. Egypt is the egg. It's the pit of the egg. And there's the morning star. You've got the horizon, the altitude, and the east-west, the whale's tail. And they showed the militant French file will help show British how it's done. Thousands set to march up to Westminster on Tuesday. And they're showing you just the last whale's tail. They're showing you at 14, it's like the perfect harmony. Harry Potter, 7, 7, the Hebrew letters, truth. And that is the whale's tail. So there he is, Father Christmas. Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, Jupiter, Mercury. We're currently going from Gemini to Taurus, Mercury, Venus. We've got, at the moment, on the cardinal cross, Mars, Venus entering Capricorn. So it's all about bringing in the revolution. They're bringing in the Notre-Dame de la Croix, the image of the woman holding up the flag in the French Revolution with her one breast of Venus. It's the bullseye. It's the bullseye. And Venus rules Taurus, Mercury rules Gemini, that is the silver gate, and Mars rules Scorpio, and Jupiter rules Sagittarius. That is the golden gate, silver gates. There is the whale's tail, and there is the wings of Lucifer, the whale's tail, Rocky, the rock, eye of the tiger. When you go to New Zealand, all the schools, you enter the front door, they've got the eye of the tiger. This is the galactic gap, the Jungle Book. So the whale's tail. That William Telltale with the upside down bow, the bow of D'Artagnan. And that is where we're going to have the black moon on his hand on the 30th of December. Prince William is born on the 21st of the 6th, the summer solstice. There is your Paul Watson. This is the Merlion. Merlion. It should be the fish goat, Capricorn. She will be killed to bring up this gap, Prince William, between Elon Musk, Gemini, Trump, Taurus, and in the middle we've got Willie, Save Willy. Free Willy. Free Willy. There we've got the Free Willy, the revolution. We've got this gap, this Milky Way gap. So got all the redheads coming in. Here we've got Beth from that series, Yellowstone Park. The Yellowstone is iron in alchemy. And you have the blue star. So if you keep people in yellow-blue, they're never going to find the green. That's why we had that children's series, Parsley the Lion. So remember. So this is all the big revolution we had when Uranus entered Aries. We had the yellow coats, and then we have the agriculture when Uranus entered Taurus, and now we're going to merge that energy that they've been preparing. And this is that exactly, this place here is the 14, the 7, will I am. And this is, they're taking us on the alchemical journey. Everything is about helping the people find this balance. So we've got, it's all about Egypt. This is just an alchemical journey. The beetle, to find that stone, to be that phoenix, to rise Scorpio again, to find that passage from the scorpion back through to the eagle to the phoenix. And there is the assembly in Paris, which is just your phoenix. Tav, Aleph Tav. 60, 50, 8, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. Manda Fatima, the Venus flytrap. America, the Great Eclipse. X marks the spot. And the William Telltale. So somebody was just shot in New York. We have to look at that. And this is the great picture of Lars that shows, so full contraction is back to the Twin Peaks. So you've got that perfect sigil, which is, we've got Mars and Venus, Sun and Moon, and we've got the fixed and the cardinal cross back as it should. But for this fake closing we're being given, we've got Jupiter, the whale's tail, closing us on the mutable cross, and we are being merged in the Lucifer sigil, which is just in between the both. So here we've got Cetus, and here between Sagittarius and Capricorn, we've got, no, that's where that's Cetus is here and Ophiuchus is here, that's right. So they actually expanding more to close us between this 13th and 14th sign, Cetus and Ophiuchus. Eris, Lucifer rising. This is the film with Marianne Faithfull. There she is. Rossellini, William Tell overture. Worshipping Appy, the bull gods, the fire, and there is that's Eros and Psyche, stealing the spirit, the voice. Venus is exalted in Pisces. Venus is going to go retrograde. Venus will go retrograde. Here she is. She goes retrograde for the famous Valentine. Oh my God. Oh, she goes retrograde. She goes retrograde on the whale's tail. Oh my God. That is when we're going to have the big splash. And look, there's little Mercury. Mercury going retrograde with her for the spring equinox, the rulers of Gemini and Taurus, as Mars is then moving forward and Jupiter is then moving forward. Oh, wow. So when Jupiter and Mercury, and then Jupiter and Mercury will then meet here when Prince William's birthday. So next year's a big year for Prince William. Going to have him crowned here for sure. Okay, Cupid, pagan, Rome. That is at the bottom of your spine, and it's also at the top in your brain. So you've got the two abilities. Monarch butterfly, so it's, you know, you're either in the sexual mind control or you make it to the top. There he is. I mean, look at that face. Worshipping Father Christmas, the whale's tail, Saint Martin de Tours. He's Dick. So Lilith for me is Scorpio, and that should be the white work at the top, and Eve should be at the bottom. But they're bringing you know, Eve. Well, you know, if Lilith and Eve meets, then Scorpio can rise again as an eagle. Lilith, the queen of the night. 10. Macrocosm. The macrocosm is now going to be taken away because they've made sure that everyone's going to absolutely hate Macron. That was the whole point. So that people, just like Bill Gates, you kill Capricorn and you kill the true pineal glands. Microcosm, macrocosm. Holy Grail is this where the gnome is at the back of the neck, the medulla oblongata, the amygdala. The brain from the top is your elephant, and on the side we've got the eye of Horus, and we've got the skull, the human skull. This is your Pete and Paul. Paul, and Pete, Pierre, the rock, the eye of the philosopher's stone. Okay, so here we go, and there is Prince William being given the red cape of Saint Martin de Tours, Mars in Cancer. There's Mars in Cancer and Jupiter in Taurus. Saint Martin de Tours is happening. Everything I've been explaining for years and years and years and years is happening. And how do I find out? I go to see an alchemy film and it says that Notre-Dame is the philosopher's stone. This is it. This is it. This is when the true gates. Saturn is an Aquarius. So, you know, we've got the two sets of people, those who will find the truth and those who fall for the joker. So some pictures from today. Mars is in Cancer today. That is 10/6 is actually December, is actually October. The Mad Hatter's Tea Party, this incredible egg, shows you why we've got the first one to enter Gemini. So we're now, we're just about to come on to Taurus. But over here, we're still in Sagittarius, but we're nearly, this is the passage from Gemini to Taurus, from Sagittarius to Scorpio. So this east-west is the golden and the silver gate, which should normally be north. See, so the true north is the spring and the true south is the fall. And so this war going on at the moment for the silver and the golden gate. So Charlotte Dujardin of the Garden, she was banned from the Olympics because she was caught whipping a horse doing passage, going through the passage. So the Golden Gate, the Golden Girl, Goldilocks, and Silverlocks, Silvergate, we're going to get Willie. So this was on the front newspaper this morning in the black box. And he's got his fist, his hands, fist. So 6 out of 10 want the demission. They want Macron to go. Today is the 6/10, the day that Mars goes retrograde. And here we've got between Sagittarius and Capricorn, yellow, black, Pluto and Venus. And there we have the macron, is it's the end of the macro, back to the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the micro. Yeah, this is your last chance. You've had it. If our generation didn't open their third eye, I'm sure the new generations can do it. So the most common sort of name of babies being born in England is Muhammad. Venus, Moon in Capricorn, and again the Toulouse cast 69 TC, Top Cat, Tom Cruise. T is 20, C is 3, 23 DNA strands, and the 69 yin yang. Have you got it yet? It's all an alchemical game. Mercredi and macro redit non. Okay, it's the true dates. Check out your birthday from Lars. Silvergate, Golden Gate. That's what's going on now. They're blocking. This is the Silver Ophiuchus 13th sign, and William over here. And there you see the black month circle for the public slaves and the red for the elites. December is actually October. So today we are the 6/10 in Scorpio. And the true December will be in February. So the 6th, we've got the Lupercalia fertility is in Capricorn. And that's when Mars will be back to Sirius and Jupiter will be bang on the bullseye. Yeah, that's why Nicolas Bully went missing in 2022. Yeah, that's why Nicola is the wave. The Nick of the wave, bullseye, Bully went missing and was found in the river to make Dirty Diana, and now the Olympics on the Seine, on the scene where Princess Diana was sacrificed under the tunnel at Pont Alma. Dirty Diana can now be risen. So here we go, Cairo, Caroline on the MC Solar Ra, the new Nile line. Neil Klim's underground travels through the Milky Way, Narnia Nile passage line. Cairo is located in northeastern Egypt. It is primarily on the eastern shore of the Nile River, some 500 miles, 800 kilometers downstream from the Aswan High Dam, Notre-Dame. Cairo is the gateway to the Nile Delta, where the lower Nile separates into the Rosetta and Damietta branches. The Nile is a major north-flowing river in northeastern Africa. It flows into the Mediterranean Sea. The Nile is the longest river in Africa. It has historically been considered the longest river in the world. Through this has been contested through research suggesting that the Amazon River is slightly longer. So we should, the Nile should now be through North America to the Amazon, Aquarius, Saturn, but they are focusing on the, for Jupiter and Mercury to take. So we do have today, so this is right now today, it's not the 4th, it's the 6th of December. We have Jupiter bang opposite Mercury and the Sun on Antares, Aldebaran, heart of Scorpio, making a square to Saturn. So it's all about birthing the lamb. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, this knowledge is today is the big day, the 6/10. We have a square between Uranus on Algol. This is the spirit, the quintessential, the pentagram, the true 5-pointed star. The 5th element is here. And we'll see that. I've shown you that in images. So a nice trine to Pluto and Venus. Pluto and Venus making a square to Jupiter. a little semi-square between Pluto and Venus, between Mercury and the Sun. Today is the big day, really. Okay, so I freed my mice. Charity events are rituals. As the Queen died 2022 in Scotland and was brought down the spine penis to London on the day Mars was on Aldebaran, the Nicolas bullseye. So to now, 2024, that Jupiter is on the bullseye, Mars and tin, Jupiter is Saint Martin, Joker Jack on the beanpole, post, hangman, CC33, verteb, sapin, Spain, spine. So being flipped upside down, marking the upside down Cairo line Nile, Cairo Nile line. Aka floods in North Carolina. So the floods in North Carolina, it's very important, were exactly where Jupiter and Mars are going to come back. Mars was on Sirius. So was it the 26th? It must have been, because Mars was right there, the 26th or the 27th. And that's when I did my big post on the coriander. Coriander was smelling where I am. So that was the Carolina floods. And we had Valencia, Valentine. And then we will have for the Lupercalia Festival, the true December, Jupiter on Aldebaran and Mars back to Sirius. They love doing chariots of fire, so here we go. Everyone with good intentions, that's all that matters, but those of us who see above also see below. Cycle 4 Caroline C4C is a charity cycle ride in memory of Caroline March, who sadly passed away in March. So that means the Cairo line should be the spring, and they kill her for the winter, summer. They kill the ability to find the true upright egg. 1 second. Okay, I just had the dogs barking and just saw that a baby mouse has died. I've been saving mice, and I've managed to free all the grown-up mice that I caught in my kitchen, and now there are a few baby mice that have been left over, and they were very hiding for 3 days. They came out for food, but they're not going to survive. So Cycle for Caroline C4C is a charity cycle ride in memory of Caroline March, right, who sadly passed away in March 2024. Caroline was a successful international equestrian and suffered a fall whilst eventing in 2022, which had left her paralysed. C4C will cover 1,100 kilometres, that's 11, across the UK, starting at Blair Castle in Scotland on Wednesday the 20th of November and finishing at the Savoy Hotel in London on Saturday the 30th of November. So it's over, that journey, but hotel is always the 12th house, Pisces, and savoir, to know, knowledge, used to be the Hilton, and there has just been a shooting in the Hilton after Brian Thompson. Yeah, Brian Thompson's 55th Street. Brian is the brain, it's the cran, it's to reach the top. So suspected United Healthcare CEO shooting, used fake and traveled by bus to New York. So that was they're saying is the killer, but this happened the other day. Brian Thompson. He was shot at a Savoy Hotel, at Hilton. Brian Earl Thompson is an American actor. So we've got another Thompson. And this got the hooded. Bullets fired at United Healthcare. Oh no, what's this? Brian Thompson. December the 4th, was an American businessman. He was CEO of the United Healthcare. December 2024. On December the 4th, 2024, Brian Thompson was shot and killed outside an entrance to the New York Hilton Midtown in Manhattan. He was in town to attend an annual investors meeting for United Health Group, the parent company of United Healthcare. Authorities believe the attack was not random and an investigation is a targeted killing. The shooting occurred early in the morning and the suspect, described as a white man dressed in dark clothing, fled the scene and has not been... Okay, well, there's something that happened in the Big Apple, the app. New York on the 2nd. He was on the 4th at around 6:45 a.m. So on the 4th at 6:45 a.m. New York City. New York City. We had the moon in Sagittarius, right on the elbow. Mercury was almost at its most invisible, just becoming close to Scorpio. Scorpio is health, hospital, pharmacy, as is Pisces, hotel. And Mars was in Cancer, the ruler, just before he was about to go retrograde. So 410 is 14 pieces. December is really October. But that was the Brian Tom's son. Brian is an anagram of the brain. So there'll be a lot in that, but we don't have time to look at all that right now. So this Caroline, what's interesting is like the Queen's death, and she died in 2022 when the Queen died in 2022 and was brought down, but there was something about this too in 2022. In 1981, Blair Castle, Branham. So this journey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12th house, the Savoy. 12 signs, the 12 keys. Okay. So obviously 12 and CC is the spine. So this will be, I'll be explaining to you, this is just the last thing now. Basil Valentine, we'll do this post first. So this bloke, Basil Valentine, aka Lupercalia priest, what is the symbolic meaning of Basil? It's been regarded as a symbol of chastity, a safeguard in the passage of life, a declaration of love, a protection from evil, a token to ward off the devil, and it often grows in the presence of either great heroism or great hates. So love, hates. My village, Aignan, is an egg. AIG is the eagle. So you either rise as the eagle, the egg, L is eagle in French, and AIG pronounced softly is N. My village is N, and N is the North Polaris. So that's why that film La N, N and love, hate and love are the two pole opposites. Grows in the presence of either great heroism or great hate. So this is Jupiter, this is Sagittarius, this is the hero. The hero is either the lawmaker or the lawbreakers. My uncle was a Benedictine priest, as Basil Valentine is apparently too. Dodgy gang, the Benedictines. An imaginary figure. Valentine's Day picnic at Hanging Rock. Miranda, Grace, Rose, White, Falls. So in the alchemy you always have the red or the white roses. Missing, and the lady in red rises 13, 14, 15, FF66 Fertility Festival on the 15th of February is April the 15th, the day Notre Dame fell. 15 is the devil card. We are 2 months off correct constellations. Fertility Festival, Lupercalia, Valentine, Valencia, Cupid, Mercury, Valentine, Jupiter, RR, Romulus and Remus, Rolls Royce, Range Rover, R18 is the 360 wheel. Basil Fawlty, twin, DNA, Dana Towers. So the storms in Spain was called Storm Dana. Spanish meaning strong, so meaning strong, healthy. Valencia is a feminine place name of Latin origin that means strong or healthy. It derives from the Spanish city's Latin word Valentia, meaning strength, and is also a form of the Roman names Valentinus or Valentina, meaning valiant, powerful, healthy, from the valley. Valley is the gorge. Val is a gender-neutral name with Latin origins, acting as a short, sweet nickname for Valerie, Valentine, and other classic monarchies. So here's Basil Valentine. And legend says that they were saved by a wolf. So the Louvre, le Louvre, this is the Milky Way, the nuts. And these are the twins, Romulus and Remus, Mercury being fed by the female wolf. So they were, as men, they killed their uncle Amulius and they celebrated Lupercalia in February to honor the she-wolf. So February is in fact December. And please, the Roman fertility god Lupercus. So Lupercus is just under Scorpio. Lupa. Lupus. The wolf. Scorpio. So to celebrate. So Scorpio should become the Christmas MC. She is Christmas. And, you know, the sun in February is in Capricorn. And on February the 13th is the day that the sun enters. The sun is still in Capricorn. They're the last 3 days of Capricorn. The sun enters Aquarius the 17th. So these are the books of Basil Valentine, the 12 keys. So that journey down, it's always the 12 seasons, down to the Savoy, down the spine, down below, out of the brain, the crane, the cran, the Ukraine, your crane, your wren, your wren. And the labyrinth below. There's Basil between the pillars. His head is above the arch. Faulty twin DNA towers, the twin towers. It's the dragon. It's the journey of the philosophers. Doubts. Supposed to be a 15th century alchemist, perhaps a canon of the Benedictine monastery of St. Peter in Erfurt, Germany. It is probably a pseudonym, whatever, used by one or more German authors. According to John Max Stillman, JM, Jupiter Mercury, Stillman. So, you know, they are the tricksters. Lupercalia, the festival. You've got to be able to see through all these tricks and work it out. Lupercalia, Valentine's Day, picnic at Hanging Rock. And now his head is right there on that black. He's got, look, they've made him into the god Happy. That's the Orthodox, they wear their little black, the Orthodox priests. Orthodox priests. What are they called again? They wear, he's got his little black, you see, but not the Jesuits, the Orthodox Jews, They all wear the little black. They worship the black star, you see. It really is. This is all what's about to come in. The little house on the prairie, Yellowstone Park. They wear the little black. So this is all the Big Appy, the Big Apple, New York, and there he's got his little black faulty towers with the Spanish Valentine, doing his famous Hitler with his eggheads. Basil, his power to bring about passion and love were found in literature and art. And there is the green lion, who's got a yellow face, so he hasn't made the true alchemical journey. He's parsley, sage and dill. Simon and Garfunkel, SM, Sodom and Gomorrah, Don't Look Back. See, these guys are tricksters. And there you see the constellation of Taurus with Louis and Basil. It's the constellation of Taurus. There is your doctor listening to the heart. And they've got Basil and St. Louis, just like in America, St. Louis, King Louis, Basil. Okay. So Le Passage is the GG galactic gap, Cairo, line, Nile, Cairo, word in the tone, sword in the stone, Milky Bar Way, Kid Willie, between mutable cross and fixed cross, aka climate change crap. The passage we are in now, not pa good sage. When she's good, she's very, very good. When she is horrid, she is passage. She is the horrids. The whore of the ids, the whore of the id, the hormonalizer, the passage. She is Horus, the sun god. Charlotte Dujardin, the garden, was banned from Olympics because she whipped a horse in 2020 as it was doing passage. In 1993, Diana visited the association The Passage with her 2 sons to raise awareness of this cause. In 2009, Prince William slept on the street for a night in the middle of December to better understand the risks and conditions faced daily by the homeless. Will Taurus, and I am Aries. Currently Uranus sits on the L Algol Medusa between both Taurus Aries. Uranus will retro back to Aries for the second new moon of the month, 30th of December, aka Black Moon. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Scorpio ruled by Mars. So the 30th of December is actually Halloween's day. It's 2 months difference. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Scorpio ruled by Mars and Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter sit currently Mars in Cancer and Jupiter in Taurus. Aka the galactic gap, the Narnia corridor, Cordida, Floravida, Florid. The new Cairo line. Cairo line is being made. It's called The Passage. Prince Willie has his son on the wand of Merlin, born 216-666, summer solstice, Silvergate, just in Gemini. Trump has his son in Taurus, and Elon Leon Musk has his son in Gemini, as did Diana. She was Gemini, not Cancer. Mars will now return to Sirius, Gemini, for February 13th, 14, 15, and Jupiter will return to Bullseye too, as Venus is going retrograde. Okay, so the passage, that was the controversy, trigger warning. So we're not hearing anything about it now. So the woman who denounced her was CC 33 Spine. And that he was born on a new moon, on a black moon, and we're going to have the black moon opposite for the 30th, opposite bing bang, opposite. So on the new moon, on the 30th, new moon on the 30th, in up on the head, on the hand of Sagittarius is going to be bang opposite the new moon of Merlin here. And this is when we're going to have Uranus right on Algol. So opposite Prince William's birthday, there he is at the passage. The royal feud, this is the passage, the corridor, the Milky Way gap. He goes to meet the cow. I'm always so impressed to see and hear the difference that the passage makes to the lives of people who are experiencing homelessness. There is the passage, and on, why did I show that? The 2nd of the 12th. What's this? Uranus in Taurus. I'm showing Jupiter, Uranus, and on his way back. Charlotte Dujardin, Tesla with the Cape, Saint Martin de Tours, Prince William planning Middle East royal. So we've got everyone in England, the Prince Charles, they've got some Saudis or people at the moment in England, Saint Martin de Tours, killing Saint Saturnin behind the bull, which is what we see now. Jupiter in Taurus and Saturn in Aquarius, as Saturn was for the last overthrow of the French government in 1962. There is killing the fez cap, Noddy, killing the cow, killing Saint Saturnin, and this from I Pet Goat 2, last scene, the rising of the Ice Queen and the little Sunkin, leaving the land desolate. Well, that is exactly what's happening right now, through the corridor, through the passage between Scorpio and Sagittarius, new moon in Scorpio, new moon in Sagittarius, and Mercury conjunct to the sun. And through the passage. That is your quintessential 5th element, which happens on Algol between Taurus, the Nile, and there he is with that little hat. There's Appy, and that is your Orthodox priests, as we saw, Basil Fawlty, John Cleese, who also plays Billy Connolly, BC, JC Jesus Christ, and BC before Christ. Appy the bull god is Taurus, Uranus on L, and Ra Aries. And there is Merlin, the four corners, and rising Notre-Dame at the top. In the passage, in the gap, the revolution happens in the gap, which is what is about to happen now in France. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 11 in the gap. Israel, the Torah passage. Le Roi, the King, the Merlion, the Roi Merlin. They're putting the Lion King at the top. Dirty Diana, Princess Diana's birth chart. She has her Sun and Mercury conjunct in Gemini, working with her moon is bang in between Aquarius and Capricorn, and she has a Jupiter and Saturn conjunction in Capricorn and Venus on Algol. Is she going to reappear? There used to be a girl from Saudi Arabia in the old days when before I fully woke up, and she swore that Diana was hidden. So it's the kind of thing that could happen is her reappearance. We've got the North, and Diana was born with North Node on Regulus. At the moment, we've got North Node in Pisces. So next year, we've got North Node in Aquarius, South Node in Leo. Yellow and Black, Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana. And again, we've got this pole in the middle, the Narnia gap. This is Prince William's chart. He has got his black moon on the wand of Merlin. He's got Mercury and Venus in Taurus. So Mars is on his way back to his North nodes. And that will be something going on with Harry. Harry's got a lot of Virgo. He's Leo and Virgo. Harry. He's got Sun in Leo. And he's got this, so, you know, Cupid and Valentine going on, like Diana. He's got Uranus in Scorpio, and Uranus is now moving into, you know, to make this path through Taurus opposite his own. Everyone of 42 has got that. The Eiffel Tower, Narnia, the lamp, the P. So we've got Venus and Mars currently in Capricorn, Mars in full in Cancer, going retrograde, and we've got Venus that is just about to enter for the rising of Notre-Dame opposite to the Ice Queen, and Mars on his way back to birth the Lion King on Sirius for the Fertility Valentine Festival. Okay, darlings, I wanted to explain as much as possible. Tomorrow morning, I'm chatting to a lovely young girl who has cottage remedies, and also she sees the stars, but she will be telling you all about that. That's for Patreon tomorrow, and we're going to be talking for this first quarter moon coming up on Sunday. So that is now today, big day, and tomorrow. So that's the 6th of December, not the 4th. And tomorrow we're going to be discussing the last quarter moon. Obviously, I'm going to be talking to her. So for the last quarter moon on Sunday, we have the moon. Actually, the moon will be when Notre Dame fell. Let's go back to now. So the moon will be in conjunct to Saturn in Aquarius, and when Notre Dame fell, the moon was on Regulus. So what's this? Last quarter moon, no, it's last quarter, will be then in Leo. So we want the first quarter, Notre Dame. The moon is going to be in Aquarius, making this square to Jupiter and Mercury and the Sun. This is massive. Moon, the people. Moon rules Cancer, and Mars rules Scorpio. And there's this big square here. Venus, the ruler of Taurus, combust Pluto, square to Jupiter. But at least Uranus is not then. We've got the moon in Capricorn. And yesterday when the government fell, we had, I can't remember, we had a square between Uranus and the moon, but that would have been when the moon was just at the beginning of Aquarius. Okay, so big alchemical journey going on, everyone. We've got, look there with the Phrygian cap, sign of initiates. Well, actually it's a sign of Noddy, it's a sign of Rumpelstiltskin, and you've got to make it to the lamp, otherwise you get stopped. Morocco is red and green. Those is part of the alchemical journey to find the 5-pointed star. It's all a game. It's the spiral, the unicorn between the pillars. So, darlings, that's everything I needed to say before I speak to my guest tomorrow and before I bring you a new video on Monday, which we will see all about what happened really for Notre Dame. We have Trump arriving. Trump is arriving. We've got the big news of the agricultural is reaching a peak of people freaking out, and we've got Trump coming to the opening. He will officially become president on January the 20th, but on Saturday he will be in Paris for the Notre Dame reopening ceremony, while Joe Biden will be absent, but will be represented by his wife, Jill. So JB, the pillars are there with the Trump card in the middle. And what on earth is going to happen? He met the Pope in 2017. And yeah, so this is huge. You can go and buy these videos. I think they may be in English as well. I'm not sure. And it's very, very interesting. Okay, darlings, I love you. Bye for now.